Hey everyone, welcome to this week's show. I am your host, your champion and commissioner, Team Ramrod. And with me this week, I have a guy who used to be in the league, Kyle,
Sadly, not in it anymore. Hey, how's it going, former GMs?
former GM of Team Rocket. It's too bad he's not in the league anymore. He will never win this. Everyone knows this is the prize in our league. Everyone wants this trophy. It's full of my name, but I'm hoping
But for
that.
how much longer, though? How much longer?
No, I can't count Le Champion out. Come on. I was like this last season, and what happened last season? Last season, I walked away with the title again.
I don't know. Change is in the air, my friend. Change is
Yeah,
in the air.
yeah, because McDavid and Matthews are going to be like doing nothing all year long. Come on, get your head out of your ass. That's why you're not in the league anymore. Let's talk about the results here. We had some good results, interesting results from last week. I say good, obviously, because we'll start off with Le Champion getting back into the win column here, taking down Mentally Bedarded. What do you think of this matchup? What happened here?
Um, yeah, Kyle's team didn't show up. You had a decent week, and that's all it took. Um, I think the one surprising thing here is, you didn't get your usual stellar goaltending this week, but it didn't matter because Kyle's team didn't show up. So it was pretty much an easy win for you.
That's what I was saying. It was pretty easy. He had to be mentally bedarded to think he stood a chance here. But the Champion taking that win, I'll take those wins all the time. I don't care how they come. Give me those wins. Um, but yeah, I didn't think it was too hard. Like if my goalie showed up, he would have been in a lot of trouble. But my players showed up, especially my Utah guys showed up on Saturday. Keller and Gunther each putting up 3-point games, a couple goals in there. So it was
Mm,
very, very nice finish to the week. That kind of put those categories out of reach, which was nice because Martyr kind of went off a little bit on Sunday with a couple goals of his own. So it would have been a lot closer than it had any business being. But I'll take that win.
take it all day.
That's it. The dumpster fire. Losing to the big bad wolf. I mean, who's really surprised? But what happened here?
I mean, the big bad wolf went and blew his shitty little dumpster fire of a house out, and just fucking took it to him. Corey got a solid week all across the board, players, goalies, and well, the dumpster fire is a dumpster fire for a reason. And yes, this is an easy win for Corey, uh, and put Mark in the trash where he belongs.
I agree he belongs there. Corey does what he does best and just blows. I know everyone will like that joke, but the big bad wolf, yeah, decisive victory over the dumpster fire. Like how much longer will this fire burn? It's been burning for a couple seasons now. When will
I
we
think
turn
it's
it
like
around?
the Springfield tire fire that's been going on for like 35 years.
It's never gonna stop. Adulterae the beef. Getting a victory against everyone loves Raymond. Big win for Daltrey here. What happened?
Good goaltending happened for Daltrey, and he managed to pick up a couple player categories to put this away. But Daltrey's players didn't really show up. Um, but his goalies did, and that did the trick. And everybody loves Raymond. His goalies continue to struggle, which is why he continues to be on the bottom.
I love when Daltrey's players don't show up, but I hate it as well because a lot of his players I have in elite. So, it's kind of sucks in one way, but good for Daltrey getting a win against I would like to say a tough opponent, but no, an opponent who beat me, but I wouldn't say he's a tough opponent. Uh, But Daltrey picks up a win. He's lucky that his goaltending carried him. But that's why you go for good goaltending, right? You need it to carry you sometimes.
Absolutely.
So good on you, Daltrey. You moved up to seventh. Right behind you here. I'm in ninth, so I'm not too far behind you. I'm on to you, buddy. I got revenge on the mind from earlier match. No, I think I beat Daltrey. That's it. Never mind. Oh no, no, I lost by plus minus. Lost by plus minus. That's right. I'm gonna
Mm.
beat you next time. Speaking of guys I lost to a plus minus by, Dre tied pure ass. What happened here?
This is an interesting one. They had a very obviously it's a tie. It's a very even week. Puras got some excellent goaltending, enough to edge out Dre's excellent goaltending. And that really helped land him the tie. And as we discussed in the chat, this came down to Sunday, and it came down to plus minus. Dre had a chance to perhaps edge out a victory here if the plus minus gods were with him, but they were not with him, and it stayed a tie.
He tried to get the win. He traded for Stober, rookie goalie in Utah who hasn't played yet, who was expected to play after Veg played on Saturday. But Utah went with Veg back-to-back nights. So
Oh, oh, that
he
sucks.
traded Corey a two-round upgrade for him, and then he didn't
Just
get to start. So then he ended up dropping him.
wow, that's rough.
He
You
made
know,
the calculated move, which was, to be honest, I thought he was starting. Everyone else thought he was starting. Then they're like, "Oh, let's go with Veg."
yeah.
Um,
I mean that's rare that you play the same goalie two nights in a row.
in a
You know, so
back-to-back, like,
you
yeah.
know, you can't blame Dre for making the move because that was the logical move for Utah to make. But I guess Veg had a light Saturday night, and they felt they could play him again on Sunday.
Yeah, because Pittsburgh was shit. Um,
What's
but
new?
but Veg, to his credit, even though he lost on Sunday, he was the top goalie last week of any goalie who played three or more games.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so he had a really good week last week, and that we'll talk about later. But there was a wise man who picked him up midweek because Ingram is hurt, which benefited me because my opponent had Ingram. So Patches continues to climb the standings here, going getting up to third after defeating another trash team, TVTMF. This guy changes his name every 3 days. He just gets bored. He doesn't know what to do with himself. What happened here?
well, he changes his team, he changes his name every 3 weeks, and but doesn't change his losing ways. Um, yeah, Patches solid team, solid numbers, and easily dispatched of Travis Van Tassel motherfuckers.
He made I will say he made a smart move, but we'll talk about it in the trades. I know it's just an ad drop move, but I do want to talk about that one because I thought what he did was really wise, but we'll get to that later. I don't like to compliment Travis too much, so I won't do it twice.
No, no, don't do it twice.
But yeah, good win for Patches. Easy win for Patches. He's in cruise control there last week. I don't know who he plays this week, but maybe it'll be a tougher opponent. Maybe get his head into the game here because he didn't really he can be checked out and beat Travis with his roster. So
Fair enough.
Sorokin these nuts. Here's a surprising victory by Team Rocket. So surprising that even you didn't predict it.
No.
What happened here, buddy?
My team was just on fire this
Oh, your
week.
team?
Sorry, well, my
Okay.
former team was just on fire this week. Nylander, Reinhardt, Hartman. Oh, and that guy I picked up off the waiver wire last week. Maybe it was the week before now. Cirelli, 4 goals, 1 assist. He's been fucking killing it in Tampa. My Buffalo boys, Tuck and Dolan, had a fantastic week. Everybody put up numbers. And I got 3 wins from Mers of all people. Three. What the hell is that? That never happens. So, I finally got some decent goaltending. I still lost two goaltending categories. No shocker there, but it was completely dominant. Neil didn't have much of a week, but even if he did have a good week, I probably still would have beat him because my week was just out of this world.
You seem to have Neil's number. You guys really step up when you play Neil, but
Yeah,
it just happens
yeah, but when I when I
sometimes.
when I play the teams that I call trash, my team doesn't show up.
I mean, technically, you call Neil's team not a playoff team. That's not quite trash, but
No, yeah, I had to make a point this week that,
yeah, if
you,
I could
you
beat him, he
know,
doesn't belong in the playoffs. Like.
yeah,
So rough go for Neil. He'll bounce back though. His team is really good, so I expect him to be in the top eight by the end of the season. So to remain there in the top eight, I should say, because he is currently in the top eight. Uh,
he's tied for second anyway. He was tied for first last week. This week he's tied for second.
Tied for second, they give him fifth place. So
Yeah,
that tells you
that.
how close those standings are, right?
Oh, exactly.
But good one for you. Climb a little closer to maybe staying in that playoff race, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, no one's out right now. I mean, we're 6 weeks done, 7 weeks done. So everyone's still in, but you wanna make sure that you keep pace so that you have a chance when push comes to shove when things get intense at the end of the season.
exactly.
Domo beating Dan. Dan slipping down to what's that, 15th? Is that a playoff spot? No, that's not a playoff spot. Um,
That's a draft lottery spot.
it's a draft lottery spot. But you know what? It's I guess I just finished saying that everyone's still in it. That goes for Dan too. But his team is performing like I envisioned he would out of all the big teams from last year's playoffs. He's just missing something right now. What happened this week to him?
I mean, Domo's continuing to do well. Uh, and Domo's goaltending was solid. His players are solid. Dan didn't get much traction out of his players. He got okay numbers, but nothing that's gonna like bring you home a win. Um, his goaltending numbers weren't bad. We only got one win. Uh, it just it was a mediocre week at best for Dan, and Domo's performing above average. The way his wife likes him to perform, and yeah, he just ran into a bit of a tough opponent here. Uh,
Picked up
and
veg.
hopefully, and yeah, he got Veg, he got Riddick, you know, and I don't know how you pronounce it, the other, Noonan from
Yeah,
Colorado.
Noonan. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like Domo got all these great goaltending starts from these guys. And I hope Dan continues his losing ways because he plays me this week.
Well, maybe this is a chance for Dan to bounce back, I guess, but
Yeah.
we'll do that later. Something I love to see. You know what? Sean's buddy at work today came up to me, said, go easy on him next week. Not this week, next week. He's like he's having a rough time this season. He said he's doing really bad. Like I'm worried about his mental state here. He keeps losing. But losing to the Braden bye week. Braden continues his winning ways. Sean continues his losing ways. Like things are crazy in this league right now. But I do love to see Sean losing. What happened to him?
Uh, well, I mean, Braden only has one loss in the season so far. Braden put up good numbers across the board. Nothing insane that's, like Braden's beatable. Uh, but your team has to show up. And Sean's team, 8 goals, 6 assists, minus 15, uh, 66 shots. That's not going to do the trick. You know, you gotta your team's got to perform better if you're going to compete on a regular week, let alone against the top team in the league.
Fuck, 6 assists. Fucking Hagel had 5 assists against me last night alone.
Right? I'm going to make a bold prediction here, Shane. Very bold, but I'm going to wager good money that you're not going to win assists this week.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down like 9-1 after night one.
Yeah.
Hagel had 5 assists, and one of them was a shorthanded point. Like
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
was in a
crazy.
beast for Casey last night, but he had almost as many last night in that one game that Sean had all week last week. So that just tells you the state of Sean's team. Uh,
Yeah,
So yeah, we'll see what happens with Sean's team. I know he's really down. He has his friends at work there. They're worried about him.
they should be. Hopefully, they don't like gang up on you and like I don't know, turn you into cheese or something.
No, I hope not. The thing is, I'm not one of his friends at work. We're not friends, Sean. You know that. We're enemies right now. Season's on. And we discussed it today. Sat with him at lunch. We talked about his his shitty team, and we made our traditional bet for when we match up in week I think it's 9 or 10 we match up, but it's coming soon. So we're gonna see a little Shane's bitch there in a couple weeks.
That we are. Or is it
Some
Sean's bit?
trades. We don't have a lot of trades because a lot of it was just garbage pickups, right? Um, we did get one here though. Mikey Anderson in his 16th going to Daltrey for
We actually talked about
Akari.
that last week.
Did we talk about that one for Akari? We did, eh?
We did, yeah. I think it's
Okay.
only really two trades.
Never mind then. Let's talk about Veg. Veg in a 16th going to Domo. Sanderson and a 13th going to what's his name? Travis.
Yeah, I think this is a good two-way trade here. Um, Getting Veg, who's getting a lot of ice time, and then Sanderson is, he's a higher end defenseman. Yeah, he's not really doing a lot right now, but Ottawa's in a bit of a slump, so maybe Ottawa turns it around and Sanderson as well.
Picking up a $8 million defenseman here, Sanderson, who's not really living up to that contract. I mean, we know that he's not going to live up to it for the first couple of years, so I just like to throw that out there. But
Mhm.
Veg was a great pickup, only because Ingram's injured, right? So he's got that crease right now. So as long as Ingram remains out, you know how Domo is. Domo will make a deal to ride those players for a couple of weeks and then move on from them. So. This is a good move for Domo. It was a wise move. Like I said earlier, Veg had really good stats last week. Um, I know this was like just a pick upgrade or whatever for Hanifin and Roslovic, but I will say that Roslovic has been on a tear this year. I think he has like 12 or 13 goals now. So it was a wise pickup by Dre. He actually scored that night that he got him in the trade, the game after that he got him in the trade.
Oh,
So.
nice.
Roslovic, I just wanted to point that out. I know it's just a one pick upgrade, so it's most likely a man game thing.
Yeah.
Actually, it was because once Domo moved Sanderson, he needed a defenseman to make his lineup legal.
Mm, right.
So he picked up Hanifin. That's what happened. A bunch of garbage. Oh yeah, the one I wanted to talk about um, was Travis. Didn't care about this week. He's like, I want you to pick up Corpusalo. So knowing the Boston schedule next week, he wanted to get ahead of the game and get a good goaltending start for this week, which I thought was a smart move on a Sunday. Yeah, maybe you can't win this week, but there's ads available. Why use your own ads next week to do it when you can get it done Sunday and still be prepped for your battle with three ads? He knows he's in tough this week as he has Sauce. Uh,
Oh, yeah. Just a correction. That's actually me who did that, not Travis.
Oh yeah, that was you. Sorry, that was you. But Travis
Yeah.
did pick up a similar Spencer Martin. That's what it
Oh,
was.
that was a great pickup. I went to go pick him up myself,
Because
and
Koch got injured. Sorry.
that's right.
It was Koch that
Yeah.
got injured. So he's gonna get a few goalie starts this week with Anderson and Koch both out. So I thought that was really smart of Travis. I don't like to compliment the guy, but it was a great move by him. Your move was good too. Corpusalo was a good move, but Spencer Martin was a great move in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I didn't catch that Koch was injured. Otherwise, I would have made that same move myself.
I don't
Um,
know how long he's gonna be injured. He's only in concussion protocol, so it could be a game. It could be 3 weeks. Like we don't know, right?
no, it's a very much an unknown because concussions are very tricky.
Yeah, very. I sold all of my ads last week, but we don't need to talk about those ads. Patrick Kane and a 12th for Tyler Seguin and a 14th. That happened yesterday, so it wasn't really an ad drop. It was more Bedard trading Kane because he got injured. And let's be real, Seguin's actually been on a little heater.
Oh,
So
for sure.
picking up a player who's on fire, ride that wave from Travis for a two round upgrade. Not a bad deal.
Not too bad at all.
Any thoughts on it, or just not bad?
No, it's a good move for mentally Bedarded. Travis can obviously wait out for Patrick Kane to become healthy. Um, you know, so a good move for both guys here.
I think he has a open IR spot too right now, Travis. So I think he just shoved them in there.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
All right, let's talk about some predictions. Kyle, let's get your thoughts here. Le Champion, Team Ramrod, 3-3-1 in ninth place, taking on Pure Ass, 3-2-2 in eighth place. Who do you have?
For once, I'm actually going to pick you. Um, I think your goaltending is going to be back to form this week. We know Casey's goaltending situation, even though he had a good goaltending week last week, his goaltending situation is a bit precarious. And, McDavid's been really heating it up. So I think he'll take it despite Casey's strong start because that 8-2 Tampa game.
Yeah. Um, Askarov did get sent down to the AHL today, so that'll
Mm.
hurt Casey. But good news for me, Hellebuck had a fucking amazing game last night. 41 saves, one goal against. I was shocked. He had 20 saves after the first period. Like, what the fuck was going on in that game?
Oh my God. Yeah.
But he had a great game. I had a 970 something save percentage, so it was a great start for Team Ramrod, making it hard for a team without good goaltending, without reliable goaltending to kind of come back and take those stats. So I'm going to echo what you said. I think Team Ramrod is going to take this week, continue his winning ways, and climb back up in the standings here.
Get yourself into a playoff spot. It's weird you not being in a playoff spot.
Yeah, well, still early. Like I said, I'm probably what like 4 points out of first,
Yeah.
and I'm in ninth place. But um, Team Ramrod's time to remind people why he's better than you. So he's picking up some heat. I believe Matthews might be ready this week, is what they're saying. So having him come back to the lineup will be very beneficial for Team Ramrod. And before I move on to the next matchup, just want to remind people that I got some players up for grabs. So let's talk some trades, boys. The Dumpster Fire, 1, 4, and 2 in 16th place, has a date with Captain Crunch, good old Domo, 4, 2, and 1 in second place. Who do you got, Kyle?
I got Domo here. No reason to believe that Mark's going to upset him.
I'm also going to pick Domo. Veg is going to be a solid goalie this week without Ingram in play. But that's the one thing about Mark's team that's actually good. It typically is his goalie because he rides the Toronto duo. The rest of his team is just unpredictable. They're all young guys mostly, and I don't know, you just don't know how they're going to perform. Clearly, they haven't performed too well because his record shows that. But yeah, I think Dome was going to take this. Before I go on though, I do want to address the predictions from last week because I did skip over that part. I went 6 for 8, only missing the tie. And what else did I
You
miss?
mean,
You, um, you went 5 for 8, missing the tie. You and me,
mm,
and Mark went 4 for 8. Because you missed me, you missed you, you missed the tie, and for some reason he picked himself. God, when you're in
oh,
last place,
wow.
why are you picking yourself, buddy? I know you have to have self-confidence there. Your team is the best, but it's not the best. It's fucking trash. As for our parlay, we won 6 and lost 9, so a rough week for us. Things did not go our way.
Boo.
Yeah, it's too bad because that was a big prize. I think we would have walked away with like 10 grand each, something like not 10 grand. It was, I don't know. It was
Up,
probably
up mode.
like 4 or 5 grand each, which would have been nice. We'll try again this week though, boys. Doll try the beef. 4-3-0 in seventh place, taking on the big bad wolf. 4-3-0 in sixth place. So these guys are even in standings. Who do you got?
This is my match of the week here. This one I'm most eager to watch.
I
Uh,
would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, Corey's been on a tear lately. He's playing like the team we thought he was at the beginning of the season, but then he gave us pause to think that he wasn't that team. Uh,
I think you mean the team he thought he was. Like,
yeah, yeah. And Daltrey has effectively made the comeback, and he's performing like I expected him to at the beginning of the season. This is going to be a tight matchup, but I do think Daltrey has the slightly better team, and we'll see if I'm going to go with Daltrey. But this is going to be close, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it go either way.
I'm actually going with Daltrey as well. Um, I know Corey's been heating up. A lot of that has to do with like Tavares has been playing really well. Toronto has 2 games this week, I believe. It's a light
Mm.
schedule for him. So I think that will hurt him a little bit. I don't know if either of them have any Oilers. I don't remember, but Oilers only have a couple games this week too. So I think with the limited man games for a star player on Corey's team, I believe Daltrey's guys are due. His Colorado guys are going to bounce back after an embarrassing loss, and his goaltending's been really good. Not that Corey's hasn't either. I think this could go either way. I really do think it could, but I feel like Daltrey is going to come out with the win this week. It's not a case of both teams being trash. These are both probably playoff teams.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone loves Raymond. 2-4-1 in 12th place. Taking on Mentally Bedarded at 3-4-0 in 11th place. Who do you have?
I'm gonna go with Derek on this one. I feel like mentally Bedarded is gonna have another shit week because he's very streaky, and I think Derek will get a break this week.
I'm gonna kind of agree with you, but I think it's mostly because I just played Kyle, so I saw Ingram's hurt. That's not helping him. His goaltending's kind of up in the air, right? I mean, he has
Yeah,
Binnington, but how long? We all know what I think of Binnington. I don't think he's that great. So, um,
yeah, and Hofer started last night too. So what does he got? Maybe 2 starts this week.
Bedard's been slumping.
Yeah,
That really hurts his offense. Again, Marner only has 2 games this week. I believe he has 2 other Maple Leafs. He has 3 Leafs who only have 2 games this week. I feel like Derek has this unless Kyle makes some crazy changes to his roster just to get man games this week. But I feel like this is just the week that he's at a disadvantage, and we'll see Derek walk away with the win.
very well put.
Forgot about Dre taking on TVT. Forgot about Dre at 4-2-1 in 4th place. TVT at 2-5 in 14th. Who do you have here?
Well, if you believe the chatter online, Travis usually has Dre's number.
He did.
Um,
He'll be the first to remind you about his 15-0 victory against them. Like,
oh man, was that ever a slaughter that week? But Travis put up insane numbers that week. Like he would have beat almost anybody 15-0 that week. I don't think that
he
had anything to
feels
do.
that he's going to do that again. No.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't know. But Tampa had a hell of a first night, which we're not supposed to use as a judge. But I'm going to go with Dre. Obviously, Dre's the top team, and Travis is what's that word? Trash, trash. Yeah,
It's top trash, top trash. You're the best
top
trash,
trash.
Travis, the best. But I was gonna go with Dre either way, no matter what Tampa did last night. I just have no faith in
There.
a fucking trash team like Travis's when Dre's proven that he contends every year, right? So I have no reason to go against Dre. If anything, you know, I have reason not to go for Travis. Patches at 4-2-1 in 3rd place, taking on Sean, the Zibana Jihadis, at 2-4-1 in 13th. Who do you have here?
I think Patches is going to continue his winning ways. He's got a better team, top players, and Sean is going to continue to struggle. And he got 6 assists last week. So,
Yeah,
eh.
one more than Hagel did yesterday.
Eh.
I'm agree with you. I think Patch is going to continue to roll this week. Pick up another win. Sean pick up another loss. All will be well in the world. And then I'm gonna have his buddies at work coming up to me like, "You gotta stop, buddy. Take it easy on him. It's not how we do things in this league."
No, but if you want to move up in that corporate world at Lactalis, you might want to think about it.
I don't think Sean really has any pull in there. Yeah. Sorokin these nuts. 4-2-1 in fifth place. Taking on Braden Byweek, 5-1-1 in first place. I almost feel like I'm gonna step back from what you said earlier. I think this will be the match of the week, to be honest.
Yeah,
Neil
it's up
versus
there.
Braden. Um, these are two teams at the top of the standings. Both have really good teams. Neil wants to avenge a loss. Uh, Braden wants to keep rolling. And I think this is personal because these guys are like friends in real life. He's the reason Braden's in the league is because of Neil. So I think there's a little personal rivalry here. Who do you got though?
I can go with Neil. I think Neil rebounds from his loss last week, and I don't think he puts up with Braden's shit. I think he lays a smackdown on Braden.
I'm also going to go with Neil. And you know what? I'm not saying that, I've been pretty vocal about Braden's team this year that I think he's a playoff team, but I think Neil's team overall is better. Um, they didn't perform well last week, and that happens. I think this week they're going to bounce back. But I'm surprised to say I'm not disrespecting Braden. It's rare because of his history in this league, but it's hard to disrespect the guy when he's currently in first place. So,
Very true.
but I'm gonna give Neil the edge this week just because I think his team's gonna play like it should, and maybe we'll start to see Braden's team play the way that everyone envisions them, a mediocre team.
So what we're saying is we think the Braden bye week is in effect.
This week, yeah, this week for sure.
The
Uh,
Braden bye week is in effect this week.
yeah. Now
It's
I've
declared.
heard I've heard Neil could take on multiple guys, so this is the team for him. Um, he's a big fan of the old 2-on-1. So Neil, I have faith in you. You got this. Loves a good handicap match. Fetch me a drink. 2-5-0 in 15th, taking on Team Rocket. 3-4-0 in 10th place. As a former GM of this team, are you going to show bias here? Who are you picking?
Well, I believe I'm gonna continue my losing to everybody I called trash tour, and I think karma is going to get me, and I'm going to lose this week for calling Dan trash. Uh, so
Has nothing to
that's
do with
what I
his
believe.
roster.
I just think that's how it's going for me. Oh, hey, taking on a top team, I'll get the win. Bottom of the league, fuck it, I'm losing.
It's fair. Team Rocket will blast off, right?
That's it.
Um, I'm this is wishful thinking. I want to see Dan lose this week. So I want to see him sink to the ball. I want him and Sean to be battling it out for last place. Um, I want to see him start to turn it around, make some aggressive moves. Come on, Dan. Calling you out. Make some aggressive trades here. Fix your team. You can't beat Kyle, then you deserve to almost be kicked out of the league. It's like if you lose to
Well,
Travis.
the interesting thing is that my trash tour continues next week against Mark. So
Oh
I
shit.
I'm gonna complete because there's four teams that call it trash, and Dan
You
was
have them all
one.
in a row?
No, Neil broke them up.
Uh,
Uh, so I'm gonna get them almost 4 out of 5 weeks, and yeah, I just kind of feel like I'm gonna lose to Dan, and then I'm gonna lose to Mark, and I'm gonna complete my trash tour, my karma tour.
it's pretty fitting that the one in between that breaks it up is the guy he says not making the playoffs.
Right?
Well, any closing words, Kyle? We are down to our final 2 minutes of our broadcast.
Uh, keep it real.
Boys, thanks for watching this week. I know I've been a little tame. I'm just dead beat after fucking packing cheese all day at work. I got no energy, but I felt it's all right for me to not trash talk you all this week. I need to get back into my winning ways before I can actually, my trash talk means something. So, um, although I still am le champion, got my rings, got my trophy, you know, got my belt. It's around here somewhere. Um, yeah, but good luck everyone this week. Thanks for watching, except for you, Casey. I know you don't even watch the show, so you're not even gonna hear this, but fuck you.